All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. April 26th, 4 NBA playoff games to jump into today. We're coming off of a winning, positive night last night. We did only have one pick, and it did hit by a half of a point. We had the over in the Nuggets and the Timberwolves game, and we had it over 220.5. Finished with 21 points, so we just got by the skin of our teeth there, but we did cash last night. Get back into the green there, winners circle. So we did cash last night, guys. We have 4 games to jump into today. We're gonna go into each and every game like we always do. I'll give you my lean on the spread. We'll talk about the totals. I wish I played more of my leans yesterday because it was just a good game, or a good day. We saw the board clean, only pulled the trigger on one final play, but yeah, guys, all my final plays will be in the pinned comments, so make sure to keep an eye on that. I update it throughout the day. We've been very conservative as of late, and I've seen some comments being like, why do you only have 1 pick or 2 picks? Guys, I'm only picking the picks that I think are truly valuable, that I'm most confident in, and that I'm willing to have count towards my record and either put money in or take money out of my pocket. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna force anything just for content. Hopefully you guys do appreciate that. But before we get into this slate, I'm gonna ask you guys to hit that subscribe button for sure, as we are continuing to grow each and every day. You guys are absolutely amazing. Hit that like button as well, and let me tell you about a good offer that we have for you guys today. Klay Thompson, will he score 1 point tonight? Ask yourself that question. If you think the answer is yes, if you think Klay Thompson will score 1 point tonight, then you should head over to Thrive Fantasy, because it's your lucky day. They have a free square there, guys. Klay Thompson, for new users, using code GUYBOSTON when depositing, you can throw him into a 2-man, 3-man, 4-man, 5-man slip and potentially 21 times your money if you do go 5 for 5 there, guys. Use Thrive Fantasy. It's an awesome DFS app. Use the link in the description. That'll apply the promo code automatically. You'll get 100% of your first deposit matched up to $250. But all you got to do is go over there, throw in 25, throw in $50, either or. They're going to match it. You'll have a new account balance doubled of what you put in, and you can get it, take advantage of this Klay Thompson free square as well. I love Thrive. I've been working with them for a while, guys. They're really good to me, so go be good to them. It also supports me if you do use that link in the description as well. I'll put a link in the pinned comment as well, but I did want to tell you guys about this awesome opportunity, a brand new square there for new users, free square. Klay Thompson, will he score 1 point? You tell me. Let's go ahead and jump into the first game of the slate here. We're looking at the Cavs taking on the Knicks. Now, obviously, this is an interesting spot here. The Cavs are 5.5 point favorites in this one, even though they're down 3-1. Obviously a home team. I think they're going to be fighting. They're going to have their backs against the wall. I do think 5.5 points may be a little bit too much, because as much as this Cavs team is going to fight, this Knicks team is a bruiser type team, and they will fight with you. So I am going to go ahead and lean towards the Knicks ever so slightly on the spread here. I think that this game probably sticks right around, that sort of mark. I think this Knicks team can beat the Cavs, as we've seen on any given night. Do I think they win tonight? I do think the Cavs have a little left in them, so I don't anticipate the Knicks necessarily winning, especially not in dramatic fashion like they have in all 3 of their wins. I don't necessarily anticipate them winning, but I don't hate them at plus 5.5 on the money line. And even if you can get that in a spread, I don't think this is a double-digit type win, even though we've seen pretty much every game in this series be a double-digit win except for the last one. I think that this is where things kind of tighten up and buckle down. And then in terms of the total, 202.5. This is absolutely crazy. We keep seeing this line go down. It started at 216 in game 1, went down to 214.5 after they covered the under in game 1, then went down to 211.5 after they covered the under in game 2, then went down to 203.5 after they covered the last game, and then they covered that under as well. Not a lot of points being scored here. That being said, 202.5. I do think the Cavs are gonna have to switch something up, start playing with some more pace and up-tempo basketball. So today we flipped the script and we are looking at the over in this game. Again, what's working right now for the Knicks is being able to play at their own pace and kind of out-tough you. And this Cavs team is a tough team, but they can run better than the Knicks can, in my opinion. I think that the Cavs are going to have that game plan and mindset heading into the game to try and get back into this series. So I'm going to lean towards the over there, over 202.5. Next game we got on the slate, Memphis 4-point favorites here at home as they take on the Lakers. Total sitting at 222 in this one. What a crazy game. Going to overtime last game, still 117-111, so not the highest of scoring. They did end up cashing the over, obviously, thanks to overtime. Lakers won that one 117-111. They've won 2 straight here. They're up in the series 3-1, obviously. Memphis' back is against the wall. Now, I don't necessarily think that Memphis has it in them to kind of claw out. I think they're getting points from the Lakers here is a a good side to look at. When they're 4-point dogs, they've covered that in 8 of their last 10 games. And Memphis, as 4-point favorites, they've only covered that in 4 of their last 10 games. Now, obviously, playoffs being a determining factor and everything like that, but I do think that you're giving the Lakers points here when they are sort of the hot and trending team right now. LeBron looked like he was 22 again in that last game while he's in his 20th season. 20 and 20 in your 20th is pretty damn crazy. So I'm gonna lean towards the Lakers getting the points here. I think that might be a pretty public pick, so I don't know if we end up rolling with it. In terms of the total, I don't mind the over here either. Again, we're gonna see all of these teams with their backs against the wall. I feel like try and push the pace a little bit, and Memphis is definitely a team that can do that for sure with Ja Morant at the helm. So I'm gonna lean over 222. Keep an eye on the pinned comment to see if that ultimately becomes a final play, but that is gonna be the direction that I'm leaning in. Moving on, we have a weird spread here for sure. So Miami obviously up in this series. Bucks down 3-1. They are in Milwaukee, but they are 11.5-point favorites. 11.5-point favorites. Something is off when I'm looking at this game, if I'm being completely honest, because the way Jimmy Butler played, the way the Heat played, I guess overall, I don't understand why they're 11.5-point dogs in this game. So I'm gonna maybe stupidly lean towards Miami plus 11.5. It just seems like it's way too many points to be giving a team that can clearly stick with you. Then I'm also going to look at the over in this game as well. We've seen a bunch of overs thus far in this series. Every single game has hit the over. First game was 221, hit the over. Second game, 216.5, hit the over. Third game, game 3 was 215.5, hit the over. And then in game 4, 217.5, which is closer to what we see here, hit the over. All games also pretty much either coming close or hitting the over of this line as well, and both teams have covered the over 219.5 in their last 10 here. So I do think that this is a spot for the over, but I'm missing something. I'm man enough to admit something's going on with this game. The fact that the Bucks are that heavy favorites, do they really think that I guess we see Giannis come out here and absolutely body Milwaukee, like he's not going down without a fight or something like that? I don't know. I think Milwaukee wins this game. I don't think their season's over yet, but 11.5 points is a hell of a line. I know Bam Adebayo, I believe, leg injury, lower body injury, but he's probable. This is a closeout game. If he doesn't play, I still would take Miami plus 11.5. This is a Jimmy Butler show, and he's going to go and, he's not going to go down, but he's going to swing like you read about. I don't know if Giannis can take all those punches. So again, I do think that Milwaukee ends up winning this game, but 11.5 points seems like it's too much to lay, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments. I'm actually very, very curious what you guys think of this game. Is that 11.5? Are books like trying to get you to overthink or something like that? Because it seems fairly easy, 11.5 for Miami to me, but something is up there, guys. So let me know in the comments what you guys are rolling with in that game. Very, very intriguing. Again, I'm leaning Miami and the over. And now in our last game of the slate, guys, before we do jump into Outlier, I want to show you guys that in a second. You've seen Outlier on the channel, so we're going to go through that. So stick around after this pick for something cool. But we do have Sacramento taking on the Warriors. This is one of the better series thus far. We've seen a couple games determined by just a few baskets, one basket in 2 of them actually. So game 1 and 4, 1 basket away from determining that game. And honestly, 2-2 doesn't really surprise me. You see this Warriors team being terrible on the road, and then they go and take both games at home. It makes a lot of sense to me. What I will say is kind of crazy. I am leaning Warriors here on the road. I know. Sound the psycho alert alarm. I know it's crazy. I know that this is a terrible Warriors team on the road. On the season, on the road here, they were 11-32 straight up. Same thing, 12-31 against the spread. But I do think this Warriors team gained some momentum and garnered some momentum. So I could be psycho for this one. I could be crazy, but I think this might be the Warriors series. I think that they're going to start amping it up on the road as well. So if they take this one, I do think they have a good shot to win the series. And then in terms of the total, 235, I think that we've seen plenty of games or not plenty. 2 of the games have gone over this mark, but 2 of them have gone under, and I think this is a slight under lean for me as well. I don't really love the total, to be completely honest, so I don't want to give you guys any sort of fake confidence here. I don't want to say that I love the under, because I don't. I'd much rather a side in this game. I'd much rather the Warriors versus taking a shot at the total. For Sacramento, it's a big thing too. De'Aaron Fox, he is probable, he said he's going to play, but he either dislocated or fractured a finger in his shooting hand, which is kind of worth noting. Obviously, he's going to play. I think he's going to be fine. It's not like he's a massive shooter anyways, but he's been shooting well for them throughout the playoffs this far, so very interesting to note there. But yeah, leaning the Warriors and the under here, guys. Again, I could be crazy for leaning the Warriors on the road, but that is what we're going with here. All right, and like I said, we are gonna jump in and show you guys something pretty cool. It is Outlier. If you have not heard of Outlier or watched the videos, Outlier is a great sports betting analytics tool that we can use. In fact, we'll pop it up over right now on the screen, guys. You can see, looking at Outlier, we don't have a play of the day today, taking the day off from those, but this is the spread picks and the total pick side of things. You can see all the green is good, red is bad, so you can kind of visually see what to look at and what to avoid. Now, my favorite screen, I've talked to you guys about it before, is this trending screen where they go through all of the sportsbooks plays that's linked with FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and DraftKings. You can actually one click of a button go place a play over there as well, which is really, really cool. But they do have all of the heavy lifting done for you. You can see all of these greens, meaning that is a good play. They've cashed that in, for example, Jimmy Butler failed to exceed 6.5 rebounds in 13 of his last 15 games on the road against an opponent with a winning record. Here you can go in and analyze this and dig in and look at it overall. So he's hit it in his last game, but even regardless of, on the road or home, he's hit the under here in 80% of his last 10 games here. Now, if we wanted to jump in and place this, you can literally click this. It's going to open up the sports bet book for you and put that in your bet slip. You can see it right over here, guys. I didn't even have to click anything or go find it within the sports book. It is really cool how Outlier integrates. I have a link for this in the description, guys, if you do want to check it out. 7-day free trial, well worth it in my opinion. Definitely to go check it out. I think you're crazy if you don't check it out. And then after your trial ends, will be $19.99 a month, which I would tell you in all honesty is well worth it. So go check out Outlier today, guys. Again, a link in the description. I'll put it in the pinned comment as well. And also check out that Thrive Fantasy promo as well for the free square on Clay Thompson. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys do enjoy. Keep an eye on that pinned comment for the final plays. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.